Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nerd Sports 177. I had to like meter myself there for a second because I my brain was going, don't David it, don't David it, don't David it. Because you remember back in the day, David would be like, "And welcome." It's like, holy shit, Guilford Godfrey, what the fuck, you know? And here I dropped the F bomb already. We're 20 seconds into the show. We're just gonna count this one as a loss, which is fine because yeah, it
We
is what
have
it
an
is.
allotment for these. I think we're well within our quota for the year.
Yes. Now before we proceed with tonight's festivities. Yes, because David, again, in true David fashion, is jumping the shark a little bit here.
I'm not jumping the shark. We should do it like starting out.
Yes, there's an ebb and a flow.
Man.
Like last week when you didn't properly read the room and you cut us off before the end of the episode was supposed to happen. There, you know, there's the introduction, there's the greeting, the salutations, just the whole greeting line thing. I mean, dude, when you were in the Air Force, you worked with public relations a lot. You know these things, but yet here we are still having to hammer it home like you're some kind of kid with Down syndrome working his way through the door to get into the swingers club. Come on, bro.
Believe it or not, Bill, there's actually a reason that he's doing this. This is not just randomness.
Yes.
It is a sad reason.
The timeless voice, talent, the timeless, the iconic actor, the tour de force of
dare I say, voice of a generation.
It is the voice of a
he was a
generation.
millennial talent, not generational talent. He's a millennial talent.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones died today, age 93. He is the original and the only voice for Darth Vader. He was in Tom Clancy movies, the Hunt for Red October. He was in the Sandlot.
Barbarian.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian. Yeah. For me, yes, it was the Sandlot. Yes, it was Darth Vader. But for me, it was Field of Dreams. He was, you know, when James Earl Jones was called in,
Oogie boogie.
read something, anything. He didn't phone it in like ever. He would take the time to make it his own. I would be willing to bet that the sheer oozing charisma that is and was James Earl Jones and that booming voice did not need any direction. I'm willing to bet that he was a one take kind of a guy.
Not because of ego, but because it just wasn't needed.
Yeah. I mean, and for those of you who are part of the Disney generation, Mufasa. He was the voice of Mufasa.
He was the voice of CNN for
yes.
CNN.
Yeah. I mean, but for me, it's I mean, the one iconic line is the one constant through all the years. Ray has been baseball. Like that speech at the end, towards the end of the movie, I get goosebumps still, just thinking about it. But yeah, so James Earl Jones, he's going to be missed. He was absolutely 100% unequivocally one of the good ones.
It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it's not. Now, as far as, you know, for the Star Wars fans, don't fear, let not your heart be worried. He recorded an entire phonetical alphabet for Disney. So that way his voice could be the voice of Darth Vader for perpetuity.
Yeah.
So that is forever.
And with wonders of AI, that they'll be able to really do some good stuff with it, I feel.
Yes. Now, I am going to need special operations units from every branch of our military I'm going to need Interpol. I'm going to need everybody to circle the wagons and protect William Shatner at all costs.
Yeah. And also, Bella, Oogie Boogie was voiced by Ken Page, not
James Earl Jones.
James.
That's where you were going. Yeah, that's where you were going with it.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Now, without further ado, you get to do your
For World Sports of the Week was Dune. It's a dune racing type thing, and they tried to get to the top of the dune with their dune buggies. In all honesty, me and Johnny looked at one of the racers on there. Oh man, they look badass. Honestly, I want to go see this. Hell, I want to go do this.
I've seen this done on motorcycles too.
Oh yeah. I've seen the motorcycle one too.
Of course, nobody will ever beat, Grandma from Napoleon Dynamite's Send off the top of the dune. Just kind of throwing that out there. All right. Normally, what we would do is we would proceed into baseball. I've got a rant, a little bit of a monologue, a soapbox, if you will, that I'm going to get up on for just a couple of minutes. I know Dave's he was nervous about it when I brought it up, so I read it to him before the show, so he kind of understands where it's going. It's not going to take forever, so just bear with me. I will preface this with the fact that if you are worried that your safe space is being violated, go ahead and tune out now. Come back in about 3 minutes. All right.
Or you could use the bad
show us where the bad man touched you on Bob. So
there we go.
But otherwise, shove it up your squishmallow ass right there. There you go. All right. So imagine opening night for the NFL season. Everyone's hyped up about it. The stands are full of screaming fans. Faces are painted. Blood alcohol levels are reaching and surpassing legal limits. There are millions of people at home across this great country tuning in to watch on cable TV or streaming the game on Peacock. Here we go. I'm pumped. You're pumped. The country is pumped. People are getting ready to hear the national anthem and see the fireworks and Old Glory being stretched across the field. Eyes are turned towards the horizon, anticipating the traditional flyover, signaling the start of what you hope to be is the year for your team. But then the NFL happened. Once again, the NFL took it upon themselves to prove that just like sex, racism sells. Ever since the pseudo race wars have restarted and race relations in our great country were pushed back roughly about 80 years, the NFL has tried to be the standard bearer for goodness and reason. They've wanted to be the light of what the media would have you to believe to be the darkest times in our country's history. Catchy phrases adorn the back lines of end zones and the back of players' helmets. And merchandise pushing the End Racism campaign has been making millions of dollars for the league. So, of course, as part of the merchandising agreement, teams, owners, and players that get residuals from jersey sales don't say anything because why? Well, cash is king. But where does that line get drawn, you might ask? Oh, yeah, it's that proverbial line in the sand that says, when is enough? Well, if the marketing gurus in the NFL's New York City head office could dictate how we spend our money, enough would never get here. They will and have been beating a dead horse into the ground and will resurrect said horse and ride it until Jesus comes back. Now, as a conservative, middle-aged, middle-class, straight, white Christian male, my opinion might charge up the left-leaning drones and possibly get us canceled. But as Alexander Hamilton once said, those who stand for nothing fall for anything. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my hill. Our great national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Francis Scott Key wrote the first verse while watching the American flag wave over Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. He later finished that poem in his room at the Indian Queen Hotel in Baltimore. Now, why do you bring this up? Great question. I'm so glad that you asked. It's funny how history throws parallels at us. Now, the poem was written to completion in Baltimore, and the Baltimore Ravens were playing in this game. Now, does this correlate to anything of worth? Probably not. However, my point is that traditionally the national anthem is sung first. When the NFL debuted Lift Every Voice and Sing at the Super Bowl, they advertised it as the Black National Anthem. but it was sung second. There was no need, mind you, to placate to the feigned indignation of the country. There was no racial bias taking place in or around the Super Bowl. Now, this year, on opening night, the execs at NBC decided to push out lift every voice and sing first. And what seemed to be like a rushed, in between commercial breaks attempt to appease the masses, our national anthem was crammed into a roughly 45-second window. Now, you want to stoke the fires and beat the drums? Fine. Go ahead. But please make sure that instead of pushing the marketing department's bonuses for the year, come up with something that will actually heal our country and state and showcase that the NFL is becoming the new national pastime. So to you, I say in conclusion, do better, NBC. Do better, Roger Goodell. And for God's sakes, do better, NFL. My rant's over.
Yep.
Yeah, that's. I didn't even. I mean, when we went to the ball game, they didn't even. They just did the All-American national anthem.
They did the national anthem. Yeah, I mean the ball game that I took David to, and that was a great segue, David. By the way, going back into baseball. So last weekend, was it last weekend? Not this past weekend.
It was 2
weekends.
I guess 2 weekends.
Anyway, David came down to visit. We went to the range. We did some shooting. We watched some college football. We talked about that. We went to the Astros game on Friday night. And we had the U.S. Olympic national members from Houston residents from the Olympic national team were there, and they were showcasing them. So Simone Biles, Jordan Chalaise, a member of the United States breakdancing team was there. But I mean, it was all about America. There was no mention of these black Olympians. They were American Olympians.
It wasn't segments of Americans.
No, it wasn't segments of Americans.
Americans standing shoulder to shoulder as one.
Yeah, and that's the way that it should be. But instead, like I said, just like sex, racism still sells, apparently.
Yeah.
And, so if you're going to buy into that, fine, buy into it. Just make sure that you educate yourself from multiple sources. Don't regurgitate the talking points and the platitudes and the bumper stickers that the mainstream media
who have been caught in lies.
Yeah. I mean, they're talking points and nothing more. Educate yourselves. Okay. Have an opinion that is your own.
Yeah. Me and Brian now, because he doesn't want to be called BC anymore. But anyways, me and Brian were talking, and even Max cut a clip for a short. Me and Brian talking about media with the cops, media with the race and everything like that. And even to this day, the kid that shot 3 people during a riot in Illinois. What was his name?
Which one?
There's only one shot like 3 people. Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse. To this day, everybody still thinks that he shot 3 black people.
Yeah,
there's people out there that's all they know.
There were media outlets that were flat out saying it.
Yeah. And even a comedian that met Kyle Rittenhouse after he came to Austin, and he went to the what do you go? The Mothership. Joe Rogan invited him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, one of the comedians was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I should talk to you. You shot 3 black people." And he was like, and Kyle Rittenhouse was like, "No, I didn't. There were 3 white guys. One was a pedophile." I mean, he was doing and what's even worse than that is he was defending the whole reason why he went there. Once you find out the full story of it, he went there to help a black person who owns a business in the town, and he was helping them guard the business because they knew the riot's going to happen.
Yeah. If you control the media, you can basically dictate where the narrative goes, how far it goes. If you have if you need a historical example, case in point, Nazi Germany, they controlled the media,
Yep.
and they controlled the narrative. They pushed the talking points, and the Gestapo made sure that they were being adhered to.
And look what's happening in Brazil right now.
narrative.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look exactly. Look what happened. Look, in Brazil, exactly.
Yeah.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
You're talking every single despotic dictator out there. First thing they do is control the media.
Yeah. And look what's happening in UK right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to the police chief of the Metropolitan Police Department,
I'm still waiting. I'm still giving you.
if you reach out, PM me on Facebook, TikTok, whatever social media platform you want to reach out to me on, by all means, I will give you my address. I invite you. Grab your passport, hop your happy ass on a plane, and fly over here. I'll smoke a brisket, and we'll sit down over brisket and beer, and we'll have a nice little discussion about what true hate speech and the freedom of expression is all about. So, and then I
There's
dare
a huge difference.
you to invite me to your country to try me for said hate crimes.
Okay, there we go.
It's not going to work. So I'm just kind of putting that out there.
To say, if anybody knows, it should be Max to know, coming from that exact environment.
It's one of those things to where the lines have become so blurred between what free speech and what hate speech is, that to distinguish between the two has become confusing within itself. And there's a huge difference between what hate and what free is.
Yeah. And
So I don't want to make any specific examples because certain platforms don't like when that happens, but you can be intelligent and be aware of the difference between right and wrong and use that as your platform. Now, to Johnny's point earlier, whether or not people are aware of this, it is perfectly legal for the media to be deceptive and or lie in order to push a narrative. That is completely legal, and that is generally what happens on a daily basis.
that's
So
covered.
the things,
It's up to the individual to educate themselves,
determine the truth, educate yourself. Absolutely, 100%, Chris.
and
100%.
is that they don't. They just
Yeah.
blindly accept whatever is spoon fed to them.
Whatever's been fed to them, and then at that point you stick up for convictions that you don't even know whether or not are valid, or if you even believe in them. At that point, you're just being force fed something, a narrative that somebody else has come up with, and you just aren't intelligent enough to look into and determine whether or not it works for you or if it's accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
But moving into more lighthearted subject
Oh,
matter.
do we want to reveal the new edition that you guys?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Go ahead.
Kind of-
Go ahead.
Oh, so I get okay. So they send me a text, Johnny and David send me a text while they're at the park, and I thought they were messing with me, but they actually did get it, and I had forgotten that they had bought this. So the other day, I'm coming home with the kids after I picked them up, and there's a box on my doorstep, and I'm like, I didn't order anything. Where the fuck is this? And as soon as I get up there, I see Dave's name. I was like, oh, they actually did send it. So this is the new edition. They got this at the Astros game, which I mean, you guys all know I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I freaking love Grogu. But as well on there was a blanket to go with it. Now, I will admit, my hands did burn a little bit because it says the Astros. We all know how. But I will also justify it by saying it is a Texas team, so I will allow it. Plus, it's a dog calendar. I mean, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, thank you, gentlemen. I love you guys.
Hey,
It's so fantastic.
you,
love
I
Love
We
that blanket,
wanted
too.
you there in spirit, and that's the best way we could do it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
So, but yeah, so we're in the stretch run of the baseball regular season. After 5 months, 140 plus games played for each team. A lot of the playoff field is close to being established. There's still divisional races that are up for grabs. Yankees and Orioles have to figure out who wants the division more, and they have to figure out how to beat the team that they're currently playing.
Stable that motherfucker.
I mean, right now, Kansas City is giving New York a run for its money. As a matter of fact, here, hold on. Let me pull up the scores here. See here. The Orioles are losing to the Red Sox right now. And yeah, it's the bottom of the sixth. It's 4-3 in New York, Kansas City over the Yankees right now. So, you know, the East is up for grabs still. I think yesterday the Orioles had, or was it Friday? Friday, the Orioles had a half game lead. Then they lose. The Yankees win, so they swap places. Now that both teams are losing, it's pandemonium is what it is. And it's always exciting to watch the last month of the season play out. I know that Thursday, actually, the Oakland A's are coming to town. So I'm taking my wife on a daytime baseball game date to watch the Astros and the A's. So that's always fun. But yeah, you know, once I kind of got past the whole just not wanting to give my money to any of the Houston organizations that are down here, as a baseball fan, as a sports fan, kind of in general, I mean, there's just so much to offer down here, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just kind of embracing it. I'm still a Red Sox fan. You know, that's never going to change. I have bought some Astros merchandise, but it was on sale, so you know, like literally $10.
Yeah, you know
I mean,
what? I'm
bought one.
in my hat.
So, you know, and I bought an Alex Bregman City Connect jersey, and it was $50 on clearance at the ballpark. So I'm like, you know what, $50 for a $180 jersey? Sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
and then on top of that,
like 10
still got
bucks.
the military discount for it. So,
This is like, dude, these were only like $6.45.
mm-hmm. Yeah, with our discount, the hats were like $6.45.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, okay, I can deal with that, right? You know, I'll just add another jersey to my collection in my closet, kind of a deal. But you know, the last month or so of the Major League Baseball season, scoreboards are getting lit up. I mean, you've got the teams that have no business being as competitive as they are, being exactly that competitive, and they're just playing the role of the spoiler, and it's fun to watch. I mean, I'm here for the chaos. And then you've got the teams that absolutely are historically bad, and I'm looking at you, Chicago White Sox.
That's not that's legendary horribleness.
I mean, that's like
generational.
that is like
Yeah.
Gandalf getting rid of the party so he could battle the Balrog legendary, right?
Yeah.
Next season, when the Chicago White Sox come, you know, I mean, when next season starts, they won't be the White Sox anymore. I mean, they're going to be like the Bright Sox or whatever level is above white, because I mean, it's gray, white, and whatever, right?
Clear.
They're gonna be the translucent Sox. That's what they're gonna be.
Did you?
You know, it just
That's literally is like, you know what? You're just as bad as the White Sox, dude. Those are fighting words now.
Oh, dude, we were at the ballpark, and there was a guy standing there in front of those. No, this was the Thursday night. This was the night before you got down here, Dave. I was in there and I was getting my hat and jersey, and there was a guy there wearing a White Sox hat, and I was like, "You are a ballsy man to wear that in public this year."
Yes, you, sir.
I was like,
There's a man that just does not give a damn.
right. He goes, dude, no, it's bad. Like, I mean, like literally the dude had to dig the hat out of his trash can like 3 times already this year.
Listen,
I
I get it.
wonder.
I said, at what point did you root for them to just run the table and lose the rest of the games? He goes, about halfway through the season.
Yeah,
I get it. I mean, it's been rough this year watching, you know, the high of the winning it all last year to this year. We're not even going to make the postseason.
I think anybody that wears that hat,
yeah.
I think anybody that wears that hat, they can eat about anything because their taste buds are just shot.
they have consumed
It's either that or you've got a
ounce of
raging case of the tapeworms because you're just eating ass all year.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that. Yeah.
It's like those the sushi eating contests, but it's just a literal turd that is never ending.
Like the White Sox are so bad that Joey Chestnut can't digest that much garbage.
Yeah. Dude, using your White Sox fan should be considered a hate crime.
I mean, that is hate speech.
Yeah, that should be used.
That is hate speech. Absolutely. I mean, extradite me to England because the White Sox are so bad that they make the Metropolitan Police Department's policy on immigration in the UK look like a saint.
Well thought out.
So,
White Sox
And
whole European.
if there's anybody at Chris's work that listens to this, because now we know that there's people that actually listen to.
They actually had it on the other day.
If you're a White Sox fan, you don't look Chris in the eye because he's better than you.
Yeah. I will fully expect a eyes on the floor, head down. I don't want to say full on submissive, but yeah, don't look me in the eye.
I mean, when you look at it, it's like their managerial choices over the years, mind blowing. Ozzie Guillen, great. He was a fire plug and just a lightning rod for his team. Went to bat for his guys, 100%, right?
Yeah.
And then what was it like? Tony La Russa after he retired and then came out of retirement and he was falling asleep in the dugout during the games.
Yes, I remember
No.
that.
You know, and then it was Robin Ventura. And for those of you who don't know who's Robin
Shit, I
Ventura,
forgot about that.
he was the guy that got knocked out after getting beaned by Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Robin Ventura gets ejected from the game. Nolan Ryan stayed in the game and pitched like 4 more innings.
Yep.
You know, and they make him the manager of the White Sox.
Isn't he one of the few to get like?
And here's the beautiful thing, right?
Hold on, Johnny. Chris, what was that?
Isn't he one of the few to get 6 hits off of Nolan Ryan in 1 inning?
It was 6 hits in the same at bat.
Same at bat. That's true.
Yeah. But I like that. Yes, White Sox fans need a cone of shame. Absolutely.
Cone of shame. I like that.
But you know, okay. So you remember when Nolan Ryan was part of the ownership group that bought the Rangers before?
Yes.
What was his name? John McDaniel.
Yeah.
Screwed Nolan over and pushed him out.
Which is a stupid.
Nolan Ryan's in attendance at one of these games when Robin Ventura and his Chicago White Sox come to town. The Rangers take it upon themselves, and this was actually an anniversary game, or the anniversary of that game. The Rangers put it up on the board.
Yes.
They put it on the board, and then every television camera in the joint looked at Robin Ventura in the Chicago dugout.
That's amazing.
You
Love it.
the energy
How big was pop?
produced from the heat on his forehead and just the sheer force upon which the veins in his skull protruded could power a cold fission reactor.
I bet.
You know, it was glorious. It
That's
was hilarious. I'm sitting and then the Nolan Ryan documentary that they came out with last year.
Mhm.
They reached out to Robin Ventura to comment to be interviewed for it, and he declined. He absolutely hates Nolan Ryan.
Why? What? Where's the,
can't
where's
imagine
the
why.
I mean,
I don't know what the hatred is.
yeah, it just boy, I'm telling you. But yeah, so it's going to be fun watching the rest of the season when the playoffs start kicking off. Right now, Shohei Ohtani with his 50-50 chase to become the first man in Major League history to hit 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases. Right now, he is at 46 and 46. Entering play today, he's on pace for 52. So, but he needs to kind of he needs to get that started. So,
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Well, how many games does he have left?
Well, I mean, like he's got the whole month. So I mean, he's got a month to hit 4 home runs and 4 stolen bases. But you look at his average of home runs per at bat, per game. Well, home run versus at bat average. I think he's averaging a home run every 5 or 6 at bats.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean, the law of averages are on his side, but that's not taking into account, various teams pitching around him.
That's true. Like I said,
You know?
he's got a target on him for sure.
Yeah, he's got a target on him for sure. And then you got douchebag teams like the Anaheim Angels that when I say the Anaheim Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever. Anyways, we need our own identity. I'm helping. I mean,
just let this be fun for me.
So it's when the Dodgers went to play at Anaheim, it was the first time Shohei had been back to Anaheim since the free agent signing. On the board, the Angels did not. Most teams they get that really popular player finally comes back. They do like a video montage saying thank you, kind of a deal. It's like it's a class move, right?
Yeah.
Anaheim did not do that. In fact, when they put his stat card up on the big screen, Shohei Ohtani used to work here. That's exactly what the board said.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you want to talk about low brow?
That's low class.
I mean,
That's
yeah, for me at least. I mean, when Mike Trout finally gets healthy enough to like play more than 3 games, I would request to be, released so that way he can go sign somewhere else.
Yeah.
In fact, I would make that my mission if I were him. I would tell if I were him, I would tell my agent, get me out of this contract. I don't want to play here anymore. Get me somewhere where I can win.
Yeah.
That
I
would
still
be-
don't
that would
understand
be-
what's kept him there that long.
Yeah, that would be me. I mean,
There's a lot of teams though nowadays that
the problem with Mike Trout, and I'm sorry, David, I don't mean to cut you off. The problem with Mike Trout is that he's been there too long. He's been in Anaheim too long. He's been playing for so long, and now he is known to he's been labeled as injury prone. So he's not going to get that big contract. He might get a 1 or 2 year deal for, 5, 6, maybe 11 million over the course of 3 years, something along those lines, right?
you also see like a lot of the teams they see a player that is actually really, really good and they don't overpay them too much, but they lock them in for a certain time frame where after the time frame, they can't go. If they go to a different team, they're pretty much broken.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I like the idea of a player playing for a franchise, a single franchise for his entire career, like Dustin.
I would love that too. If the team's a good team.
even if it's a bad team, you stay there, right? But do it through new contract deals. Don't sign these 10-year deals. I mean, because honestly, it leaves the fans on the hook, because we're the ones that are through ticket sales, through merchandising, through tuning into, I mean, television ratings. I mean, all the money that's associated with a player and a team, we're on the hook for that, because we're the ones putting butts in, we're putting our butts in the seats. We're paying money for those tickets.
Mhm.
We're paying for those concessions. We're paying for that merchandise. We're going out there buying the baseball cards. We're going out there, downloading and playing MLB The Show every year. And those teams get those likeness rights, those likeness royalties, right?
Mhm.
When a player signs a 10, 12, whatever, however long contract, you look at, case in point, Albert Pujols. He signed that 10-year, like $250 million deal with Anaheim. He played there 7 years. By the time he got to year 7, his home run production had fallen off the table. He's a big guy, pure slugger, 100%. His speed had kind of dropped off. I mean, he's getting older. They stuck him at first base a lot, just by sheer nature of the fact that Anaheim was an American League team. That gave them the luxury of putting him in the designated hitter slot a lot. So he was getting those offensive production numbers, and he was, he hit a lot of milestones home run wise as far as the all-time leaderboard while he was in that Anaheim uniform. But when his production tailored, kind of fell off, and the attendance numbers in Anaheim were going down, the front office was like, what are we going to do with him? Albert was like, just release me.
Like he's the problem.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's the problem, And so what does Albert do? He goes back to St. Louis. He plays another year or two. I think it was 1 or 2 years. And he hit some more home runs. He kind of had like a little bit of a resurgence there as part of his farewell tour. Had he been able to stay in St. Louis, that would have been one of the greatest, like, St. Louis legends. I mean, as it is, they're more than likely going to retire his jersey.
Be shocked if they don't.
Yeah, be shocked if they don't. I would love to see a player play his entire career for one team. I would love to see that. But with free agency being what it is, with contracts not really meaning what they used to anymore nowadays, we'd be lucky to see that once every 8 to 9 years. And, case in point, Elvis Andrus, one of the best shortstops that the Texas Rangers had ever seen. Okay. He got into a disagreement with the ownership group, i.e. John Daniels, and was traded. He was traded to, what team did he go to? It wasn't Oakland, because Oakland, he just came back from Oakland. So he was traded off. And I think he played for Anaheim or whatever. He stayed in the division. And then he went to Oakland as part of like a free agency deal, right? Elvis Andrus, it's not that his talent was always there. His physical ability to turn those plays, to be able to put that offensive production out there, like everybody that had been able to watch him as a Ranger got accustomed to seeing him do during that back-to-back World Series appearance run. Elvis Andrus, he decided he was going to come home, and he signed a 1-day contract with the Texas Rangers and retired last week.
He was traded to Oakland, by the way.
Was it Oakland? Okay. All right.
Initially,
I knew he was playing for Oakland. I was like, I thought for some reason that there was a team in between. So
yeah, there was it was Oakland, and then there was another move that was made.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look at football, I mean, remember back in the day when Emmitt Smith retired? I mean, he signed a deal just because the Cowboys weren't going to pursue him and renew his contract, right? And they're like, "Oh, he's in the twilight of his career," blah blah blah. So what does he do? He goes out and signs like a 2-year deal with the Arizona Cardinals. Runs for them for a couple of seasons, and towards the tail end of the second season, whenever he was just like he was hurt, he called up Jerry Jones and was like, "Hey, I want to sign a 1-day deal. I want to retire a Cowboy." And I remember watching that press conference, and Emmitt Smith was a very emotional man at that press conference. So I mean,
Well, he won like 2 Super Bowls with them. So
yeah, I mean, he won like actually 3 Super Bowls with
did he
them.
win?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was 3.
So
I forget they did like 2 back-to-back and one single one.
yeah. So
He actually went to the White Sox after the.
that's right. It was the White Sox. Yeah, that's right. See, I knew I wasn't retarded. Oh my God, he used the R word. Shut up. Anyways, fucking dorks.
I love that dude.
Jake Barr.
I fucking love that dude.
Love that guy.
Is he actually here now?
I love what he calls his wife's scooter. He calls it God's 3D printer. Him and his wife just had another baby, and he's like, I'm staring down the barrel of God's 3D printer. And I'm like, that is great. That is absolutely golden. All right, hold on. Colin is in here. I'm going to add him to the stage. All right, what's up, my guy? You just here taking up space, or do you have any content for us tonight?
There's some jokes.
Oh, you got some jokes. Okay. All right. You know what, because Colin isn't feeling good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of deviate from the normal scheduling. We're gonna go ahead and jump into his segment real quick. And that way, he can he can either sit and just listen, kind of throw in his 2 cents, or he can leave. But we're going to go ahead and jump into that for him. And without further ado.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
I wonder what y'all crazy for.
What was that?
Huh? What was that?
Was that David? Was that you?
Yeah, it was me. I was looking at something and it popped off.
Oh, I am really.
No, I'm looking at the Drake Hill. It's sports related. It's the Drake Hill body cam video from the Miami.
Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill? Is that
Yeah, it's pronounced Drake Hill. I'm like, somebody get like a tracheotomy on the hill? What's going on here? Yes, we'll get into that here in just a minute. I know exactly what you're talking about because I had to spend a majority of my Sunday, actually the entirety of my Sunday, listening to games on the radio in the car. So go ahead, Colin, knock it out of the park.
What's the most unbelievable thing about Harry Potter? That the ginger had 2 friends.
Your face, Weasley.
Wow.
That's awesome. Oh, I like that one.
That was pretty good.
Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle? Because his wife died.
Oh my god. Wow.
Wow. Awful. Oh. God.
Mm.
Oh, that one left a bad taste in the mouth right
Yeah.
there.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
Woo.
Oh
Ah. Oh God, hold on. I'm getting a joke for pre-approval here. Hold on.
no.
Hold on. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Police officer stops car and he says, "We're looking for a child molester." Priest in the back says, "I'll do it."
Oh
I
God.
was ready for that one.
I figured it was gonna be something along the lines of like another one. That one's better. Oh man.
Oh boy. What was
That was
was that
it.
it for the week?
That was it.
Oh, bravo, dude.
Bringing the smoke even when you're not 100%. That's what I'm
Oh.
talking about. That's a professional right there.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of.
Oh, what the hell happened there? You know what? I'm going to start that over again. The hell?
Did you press the wrong button?
The fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
You know, I forget how scary the Flood were in the original Halo games.
I know,
Right.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, boy.
Those things are like when you first encounter them, those things are like terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. They really were.
It
Oh,
was it like the opening mission of 2, where you go into like their hive, their nest?
It wasn't the opening mission, but it was fairly early in the second one.
yeah, something
You
like that.
encounter
Yeah.
them in the second one a lot sooner, or a lot. It's not as long into the game when you encounter them.
Yeah.
Just standing back and watching them, those little spores jump into a dead body, and then watching it reanimate. That was creepy as hell.
It freaked me out. Not as bad as what was that one game that you're a cop? And like the first part of the game, huh?
Is it the game where like your character dies, and then you have to find out who your killer is, or like what their motive was?
No, it was.
I know which one you're talking about, Colin. I can't remember.
No,
That game's so cool to me.
Oh man, I can't remember it now.
You talking about Max Payne?
No.
Fear?
Yes, Fear.
Oh no, fuck
I
that.
played that game on PC back when it came out, and the only way to play those types of games is to turn the lights out, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The number of jump scares in that game is ridiculous, right? But then whenever Fear 2 came out, I'm like, it's really not the same.
Isn't Fear 2 the one with the really funny AI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that one? It's on Steam. It's a fairly recent game. The Mortician's Assistant or something like that.
Oh, it's not.
It's a couple years old.
It's a couple of years old, but yeah, it's you play as a character, dude. That game started a riot against YouTube.
Oh man, I can't play horror games. I'm too much of a wimp. But
No,
watching gameplay of-
I can play horror games, but that game in particular started a riot on YouTube.
Yeah.
because some YouTubers would get flagged while others wouldn't for playing that game.
Flagged for what?
Nudity or like self-harm or something.
Oh, for
Something. And it's like it was only like certain ones that would get flagged.
of course.
And then when certain people would talk about certain people getting flagged on the platform, afterwards their video would get flagged.
That's so weird.
That's about right.
Yep. I mean, it's a really cool game. So it's a little it's tricky.
It's freaky as hell.
I like the Amnesia games. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't do horror games. I'm too much of a wimp.
I can do it depends. It's I mean, I've grown kind of like they still get me, but at this point, anytime I get jump scared, I laugh.
Yeah.
So,
The one that I want right now, it's not available. I'm talking I'm trying to do something here off camera here. It's
What are
the
you
one,
trying?
the one that it's a surprise. Shut up.
Okay. Well, we're
there's a game.
we're doing this
on-
weird thing called like, a podcast about sports and everything. I mean, I'll go ahead and talk about, sports and stuff. I mean, I'm the world's worst person to do it, but
Yes, you are. So if you do, you're fired.
no, I was looking at that. I was looking at that video and everything. I can't do the sound because one, it's annoying to everybody else. But it looks like he was rolling back his window back up, and he ended up you're not supposed to have your window rolled up when the cops are there, especially if there's like tinted windows, only because they don't know what you're doing, and it could be a sign of aggressiveness because the windows are rolled up and whatnot. And so it looks like it's justified. I'd have to listen to it fully before I can make a full thing.
Yeah. So all right. So yeah, let me get the picks for the week. Finally our picks for the week pulled up here real quick. And then we'll go over these scores. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a spreadsheet, and we're going to keep tabs.
Okay.
Here. All right. I'm going to do this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put everything on a spreadsheet later. I'm going to do this old school, and we're going to keep our loss record that way. All right. Okay. Click. Okay. So, to start the week off, we had the we had the Ravens at the Chiefs. Everybody unanimously picked the Chiefs to win, and everybody, and I mean everybody, got that one right. So, let me see here. And you know what? We didn't get Max's picks. So, do we include Max in the pool for this week?
I don't think for this week. Well, he did his picks, but he did it. Okay. Here, I don't fully know all of his picks because he did his picks.
He did his pick separate.
No, he did it. He did each pick for the shorts. So he needs to.
Yeah. So
I'll
go ahead and get a hold of. Yeah, get with him. Get with him this week. Get his overall picks.
Yeah.
And just add that to the show. So that way, I mean, you know what? At this point, because you know what, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out off camera. But get his picks for this week.
Yeah,
and we're gonna add his win-loss from last week into the overall pool, so that way he's not behind. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I got you.
And then, all right. So everybody, got a win. First night out. Chiefs over the Ravens. That was an incredibly entertaining game. That was a 20-27 win for the Chiefs. And we're talking a toe decided that game.
Yes, that was the strangest thing on that one.
I'm sitting there, laying there in bed. What, Colin?
That was me. I was listening to it.
Yeah, I'm watching this on my phone, and I'm laying there in bed because Mindy likes to watch. We like to watch sitcoms and stuff like that at night. So right now we're kind of going through Last Man Standing. Great show. Loved it when it was on. Anyway, yeah. So I'm sitting there watching the game on my phone, and like I'm jumping up out of the bed. I'm like, oh, his toe was on the line. That's incomplete. She's looking at me like I've lost my mind, and I'm like, game's over. She goes, why do you care? I was like, because we picked the Chiefs to win. But
we gotta get our first pick right.
Yeah.
First out on the bat, we gotta get it right.
Yeah, exactly. Next game on the slate was Green Bay at Philadelphia. This was the NFL's international game. It took place in São Paulo, Brazil. I'm firmly convinced in 2 years that for whatever reason, absolutely no reason whatsoever, that the NFL is going to hold a game in Baghdad. I see it coming.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
it?
Yeah, exactly. So let me see here. And it looks like everybody got that game as well. So, hey, we started it off 2-0. The next game up, we had the Steelers over the Falcons. That one, a lot of the experts and a lot of the pundits had Atlanta picked to win that game because Kirk Cousins was making his Atlanta debut. You had Pittsburgh showing up. I mean, Russell Wilson was actually a game time scratch, and Justin Fields was named the starter for that game, and so nobody knew what to expect there. But let me see here. Me, Chris, David, and Colin, everybody picked the Steelers over the Falcons, so everybody started off the week 3-0. So far so good. So far so good.
Yeah.
Next we had the Bills over. Oh, next it was the Cardinals at Buffalo.
I think we had a split on this one, didn't we?
No. Colin picked the Cards over the Bills. Everybody else got it right.
I figured I knew there was somebody picked.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to have some variations. Just remember, Colin, that at the end of the season, the person with the worst win-loss record is actually going to become the winner because the rules state that you will be the one that picks the charity that we donate to from the list that Chris compiles. Okay, so from there we had
because I know one we didn't win.
Yeah, we had the Titans at the Bears. Now,
the Bears defense decided to play that day. They're like, you know what?
Here's
I'm gonna do it myself.
Here's where parody kind of peeks its ugly face into our lexicon of the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
Colin was the only one that got that pick right. So, I mean, he was like, yeah, the Bears, and I'm like, okay. It's just I wanted Caleb Williams to lose so bad, just because I'm like, we need an excuse to shut this kid up, right? He walks around like he's Jesus incarnate. He's the best thing since sliced bread. He's the reason why football is the way that it is. It's like, shut up, dude. I mean, he's like the Ball kids, the from basketball, like the Ball family, like
LeVar Ball and all those guys, LaMelo, D'Angelo.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Next on the slate, we had New England at the Bengals.
I'm kind of upset about that one.
Fake news.
I am too. I mean, I don't know what happened, man. I really don't. Yeah. I mean, other than the fact that the Cincinnati defense shit the bed, but
not even the defense, the offensive line. Man, I can't remember the quarterback name.
Joe Burrow and
Yeah.
if he has a good offensive line, he can work wonders. He's actually a good quarterback. He just has a shitty O team. Defense is somewhat all right, but man, it's like they got the playbook and they started reading it right when they got into the field that day.
Yeah. Just so that way we know, with 32 seconds left in the second quarter, the San Francisco 49ers are leading the New York Jets 7-13, and San Francisco got the ball. Currently, they are in the red zone. So that game is more than likely going to go our way.
How is Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is still in the game.
Oh, wow.
Still in the game.
That's a W right there.
Funny is the fact that the guy that ended Aaron Rodgers' season last year is he got traded to the 49ers and is playing in the game tonight.
Yeah.
Against Aaron Rodgers. You want to talk about some PTSD right there?
Yeah. Now there's another thing on this not on this game specifically. Well, actually this game specifically, Christian McAfee. He was he's supposed to be on the injured list. A lot of people picked him. And he has a calf and Achilles. Funny enough.
Yeah. So
kind of weird.
Yeah. Next up on the slate was the Texans at the Colts. This was an incredibly entertaining game. It was a back and forth, absolute offensive shootout.
Great game.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was such a good game. I mean, there was a lot of entertaining games this weekend. Let me see here. Myself, Chris, David, and Colin, all of us, 4 for 4 on that one. So we're all up to five wins this week so far.
I'm just as surprised as everybody else.
I picked the Colts on that one, guys. So
okay,
so
I mean, Dave. Here's what needs to happen, Max. After the show, go through, get your wins and losses or whatever for the week, for last week's games. Get them to send those to me, and then you're going to jump in on this pool that we've got. Okay, so I'm going to add you to the text list. You know, to the picks that I'm going to send to David to post on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
So just get me your wins and losses. Just text them to me because I'm going to put everything on a spreadsheet so we can keep track of everything.
We're all winners in God's eyes.
Oh,
well, going for charity.
Oh my gosh. We're all winners.
Right.
Look,
Oh, no.
okay. Just because there are some people in this world who cannot explain how or why they were the fastest swimmers does not make them a winner. Okay.
I had a lot of competition. Millions.
Some of them radiated.
True.
And here I am.
It
All 6 dicks. I'm like the Jordan of dicks. Anybody new to the show, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you didn't just catch it at this very moment.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where you walk into a conversation at the most absolute wrong time.
It's usually how we get our viewers.
Like our viewer count spiked just before he started rattling off about having 6 dicks.
2 3-peats.
That's hilarious.
Max is the only person that I know that can reverse gangbang himself on a Saturday night.
Facts.
Can confirm.
There is a video on YouTube for that.
He can give himself a reach around without even moving.
Did it twice just now.
Max was in the state that he does not need to hide behind a VP or VPN to collect the check on that one. All right, so next game up was the Jaguars at Miami. That one was a lot closer on the scoreboard than I thought that it
really
was going to be.
It was
Now, as far as
surprising.
the Tariq Hill story that David was trying to reference, Tariq Hill was cited with reckless driving. He did not stop for the police officer. He drove into the stadium. He was then got into a verbal altercation with the officer. He was then removed from his car, placed on his face, and handcuffed. Was then since released. I mean, all this is occurring while fans are driving into the stadium to start tailgating for the day.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So what happens during the game? Tariq Hill scores a touchdown, and then his teammates, quote unquote, handcuff him in the back of the end zone.
I don't know if that's kind of disgrace or not, because from what I'm looking at the video and everything, it's his fault.
It is. And here's the thing. Okay. And this is all I'm going to say. And because I want to make this quick so we can move on. You don't want to have problems with the police. Try not breaking the law.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even if
Even if you do break the law, comply with the officer's requests, because trust me, it will go a long way once you get booked.
right.
Because if it's on the arrest report that you were combative, your bail will go up.
But it's not even like it was a reckless driving. Like, that's a ticket. You get a ticket and you're good to go.
Take offensive driving. You could do it online,
Exactly.
and then you just
Take the ticket, go do the game, and then you can take care of that later.
Yeah, but instead you
God
got to
knows
do
who have
something.
enough money for a lawyer. It's so not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So, as far as that game is concerned, oh damn, it's the bottom of the 7th, and the Orioles are losing 10-2 to the Red Sox right now. So,
Jesus.
hey,
No,
I'll take them. I'll take it. Let me see here. I picked the Dolphins. Chris picked the Dolphins. Everybody picked the Dolphins. So hey, I like that. All right. Now,
Jaguars.
You only have one loss right now.
yeah.
Everybody's got one loss. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's got one loss.
Yeah. Everybody's got everybody's got 2. I think. Wait a minute. Because Colin picked the Cardinals. Yeah, everybody's got one loss.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one loss.
That is
Hey, let's just not start. No, trust me. The hard knocks are coming.
It's not gonna stay.
Yeah.
We know.
All right. So we got the Panthers at the Saints. Now, I had a discussion with an RB buddy of mine on Facebook. It wasn't really a discussion. It was more like a trading of comments. He had asked the question, are the Saints that good, or do the Panthers just suck that bad? And I asked him, can you really call it a win when you beat Carolina? And he was like, well, it's like when you beat up Corky.
Yeah.
Now, for context, those of you that aren't old enough to know who Corky is, Corky was an actor in a show that had Down syndrome.
Yes, I mean he wasn't.
Did his character have Down syndrome?
No, he had Down syndrome, and he played it great.
He actually had Down syndrome.
Oh my God, Chris, that's so.
I'm glad that David got that.
Like, he does a better job playing Down syndrome than I would.
What was that show called, Max? Was it like the Ten Bucks or something like that?
Corky was called what the hell was that? Corky was a
No, it was
name. It was like Anyway.
It had a catchy name that was very. I'm gonna find out.
Point is, everybody picked that game correctly. Duh.
I mean, yeah.
All right, now
I didn't think it was going to be that much of a blowout, but yeah.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. Thank you very much. And exactly, thank you for that segue. Life is going on. We're moving. We're stopping. Now, if you pay attention, we had the Vikings at the Giants, the New York Football Giants.
This is the pick that pissed me off because my
Yeah.
ADHD kicked in
Yeah,
and I wasn't listening to
he
you.
wasn't listening, and he was like, "This sounds like a good idea," just like we all did.
Yeah.
The Vikings.
can't stand the
The
Giants.
Vikings go in and the Vikings go in and embarrass. Not that it was that hard. I think we should have taken cues from last year's version of the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, they didn't make any kind of really good improvements.
Well, no,
They really did. I mean, when you've got when you're taking the machine that throws the footballs and pointing it into the ground and telling your receivers to play the bounce because it throws more like Daniel Jones than Daniel Jones does. Okay. The Vikings win 28-6.
Yeah,
So that's loss number 2. Everybody's got 2 losses now.
Well, can we just talk about the elephant in the room for just 1 second? The fact that Helen Keller picked out the fucking uniforms for the fucking Giants yesterday. And if that didn't happen, there would have been a great possibility that my pick of the Giants winning against the no quarterback having fucking Vikings, a battle of mediocrity, those uniforms.
I do not feel bad about this pick either, and I'll take the loss on this one gladly because nobody thought the Vikings were going to come in outside. Nobody outside of Minnesota thought that the Vikings were going to come in and
To be fair, Colin wanted to pick the Vikings.
I wanted to pick the Vikings because I knew that
you knew
somehow the Vikings were going to do their stupid thing that they do every time they win and decide to play that day.
Watch it. You know what? Seeing this game was like
Now you're talking about uniforms. Okay. Let's go to the Brazil game. Right. For whatever reason at the Corinthians Stadium, they have this rule that nobody wears green, right? So Philadelphia, they abide by the rule. White jerseys, black helmet, black pants, right? It's kind of an okay kind of a thing going on. What do the Packers do? Instead of wearing like the throwback uniform with the gold helmets and like the prison stripe T-shirt, the jersey with the gold pants, they wear their home green, their home greens. Like they just said, screw your rule. Right?
They said we're the Green Bay Packers. We're not the Browns sometimes, and we're Brazil Packers. Oh. One job.
I mean, depending on how late some of these guys got back, how close to curfew some of these guys got back to the hotel, I'm willing to bet they got packed by some of the Brazilian ladyboys. So I'm just kind of putting that out there. Yes, Johnny went there.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Anyways,
you don't get to anyways and then try to get everybody on track.
No. What I was about to say before you interrupted me, that Viking game and Giants game was like the first time I learned how to French kiss. It was really great, but it was with my uncle, so it was awkward.
Moving on.
Anyways.
Jim Harbaugh was making his NFL debut with the keep wanting to call them San Diego with the Los Angeles Chargers.
That was upsetting as hell. I really wanted to see the Warriors.
David was the only one that got that pick wrong.
Yeah, I really wanted to see the Raiders win that one.
I mean, it was close, like 10-22. So I mean, hey,
don't soften the punt, dude. Just go right at it. Like my friend of mine when I was in the service, I tried to like nicen the blow that we had to go do something that was really, it sucked horribly, and we got voluntold to do it. And he was like, don't try to sweet top me. Don't try to do any of that flurry stuff. Just shove it in. Just if you're gonna fuck, just fuck me.
Is the pick that pisses me off. The Donkeys of the Mile High go into Seattle for opening night, opening day, opening weekend, kickoff weekend.
Yeah, Seahawks won. I mean.
Myself, shut up. Myself, and
I know I chose
Oh.
the Duckies.
No, we skipped one.
no, we didn't.
No,
We
he didn't
we
do
did.
it.
Raiders and Chargers.
No, we said that
we
one.
did
I
that.
lost that.
Oh,
Yeah,
but hey,
that-
I appreciate
really
you actively participating in the conversation, Chris.
I went walkabout there for a minute.
Hey,
it
totally
happens.
understand. Squirrel, yeah, I get it.
So those fucking uniforms are fucking with everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So the Donkeys lost. So that's where the scores start to diverge a little bit. So David and Chris pick up a win. So good on y'all. Good on y'all.
Dude, the Broncos didn't pick that many good players for the draft from the draft.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised that game was as close as it was.
Yeah, I
fully expected a blow.
yeah. I mean, even the Seahawks made it to the playoffs last year, and they didn't really change that much of a team. They don't have that many of injury on the list or anything like that.
You say it like, well, the
surprised
Seahawks
you
made the
made
playoffs. You make it sound as though they went out and did this great epic thing.
Dude.
Dude, they made the playoffs by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, still. But how did the Broncos do last year? And they didn't pick anybody up from the draft. They didn't make
Broncos.
I know, but I'm looking at, okay, so you got Bo Nix. Okay, you got freaking Sean Payton. You know, I mean, come on.
And none of them know how to play with each other. It proved it last year.
Well, considering that Sean Payton's the head coach, yeah, I get the logic there, but you know,
Sean Payton is one that has a
He's a
lot
Super Bowl
of
winning
ego. He is a Super Bowl winning coach, but it's not a good fit where he currently is, in my opinion, in Denver with the ownership group and what he wants to do and how he wants to accomplish it.
that
It
is
just-
a fair point. That is a fair point. That is a fair point.
I will not see the Donkeys do anything good this year. They might maybe win one game, maybe two, if they're lucky. But
It's-
other than that,
That's
It's not going to be that bad.
yeah, no, they're not the Chicago White Sox of the NFL, dude.
Exactly. We're not talking a full on.
We're not talking about the Panthers.
Yeah, they're not going to have a winning season, but it's not going to fall apart the way that you just.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Payton's not going to get fired mid-season because the team is sucking hard that bad.
Exactly. Like I said, it may be 50-50. It's
yeah.
I don't see a winning season though.
Yeah. So, on to our lock of the week, and this is in no way an emotional lock. The Cowboys visited Cleveland. They went to the dog pound and bent the dogs over the table and pounded them hard. The Cleveland fan base, according to the Cleveland home radio broadcast, started heading for the door halfway through the third quarter.
When did they finally?
17 was the total on that one?
That's I mean, we joke about the season being over on the first game and all that, but to actually see it in motion,
Yeah.
that's a rough thing.
What was the time frame when they signed Dax?
20 minutes prior to the game, Dak found out about his extension, which made him the current highest paid quarterback in the league, $1 million above his competition, which was ironically enough Deshaun Watson, who looked miserable, terrible, and awful all on every play of the game yesterday. From the last play when he couldn't connect with Amari Cooper, wide open right there, from beginning to end, it was just awful.
I love the whole revenge storyline that the like people at ESPN, the people on Fox, even the people like the Cleveland radio broadcast team was like, Amari Cooper, he's gonna ball out today. Should look for him to show up and really show Dallas, take it to Dallas and just make them, regret not re-signing him kind of a deal. Deshaun Watson, he's gonna returning and he's gonna come back. He's healthy. He looked lost. And while Amari Cooper did get his catches in, he was not the Amari Cooper that deserved the contract that he got in Cleveland. Hands down. Now, is this going to be indicative of what the Cowboys season is going to look like? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Cleveland. Like
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
see a lot of people online and they're starting to crow about, it's like, yeah, we them boys, and that's the domination we're talking about. Come on, it's Cleveland. Let's
I mean,
calm down.
yeah, calm down because
Do that against
you can't win
Philadelphia.
the Super Bowl on week
We'll
one.
have something to talk about.
Yeah, you can't win the Super Bowl on week one. All right.
Right.
So
Let's
do
get through
yourself a
December
favor.
first.
Turn off Madden for a few minutes and live in the real world. Okay.
Exactly.
We have to get through the entire season. You've got injuries to contend with. You've got people who inevitably are going to get in trouble with the law during the course of the season. You're going to have people who just for whatever reason break team conduct policies. They're going to, you're going to see fines. You're going to see people, it's just the season happens, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it really.
Let's win two postseason games in a row, and then we can start crowing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, well, Dak
decades
Prescott."
we've had that?
And here's the thing, okay? As far as Cowboy quarterbacks are going to be concerned, Dak Prescott, yeah, he's talented and he's mobile. I will take Tony Romo over him every day, okay? Because Tony Romo knew how to lead,
Except in
okay? Except in December. Yeah, I mean, don't take him to a postseason game in Seattle because the balls get slippery, But
it still hurts.
hey, you know what still hurts for me? Des Bryant, I follow him on Twitter. It was a fucking catch. Okay.
Yes.
Because here's how we know.
That still
The
burns
NFL
too.
the following day. Oh, well, after reviewing it, yeah, that is in fact it was in fact a catch. Our bad.
It's like, yeah, that helps us now. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dick. But
Bastards.
because that was the year that Green Bay went all the way, right? And won it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was the year, man.
That was supposed to be the year that Dallas was going to become the first team in NFL history to host a Super Bowl game and win, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. But yeah, so I mean, Cowboys Nation just needs to simmer down for a minute. This is week 1. Okay. Next week they're going to be playing New Orleans. So
don't look at
the beatdown that they handed to Cleveland as
didn't this happen
this
last
was not
year?
a litmus test for the season.
Didn't this happen last year? It's like as soon as December hit, it was people were buying like new TVs.
Well,
Rinse and repeat. Pick a year. It's
yeah,
this year.
Mm-hmm.
Every single year. This is the same formula that we have gone through for 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and if kind of off topic, if any of you guys have any ideas as to how to get my dog to quit fucking digging in my backyard, I'm all ears because I'm trying to get grass to grow in this one particular spot in my backyard, just off the patio.
No,
and
Max.
my dog keeps digging. I'm like, dude, I put cayenne pepper in the dirt.
I was just gonna say cayenne or jalapenos or something.
I'm gonna find some ghost pepper powder.
Ooh,
He's only gonna do that one time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's if he sees to live another day. So
Yeah, my wife texted me. She's like, "Oh, we caught Harry digging." I said, "Beat him before I do." She goes, "I whooped him." It's like, holy crap. Anyways, so everybody picked up the win on that one. Next on the docket was the District of Columbia Redskins going into Tampa Bay to play Baker Mayfield, and I keep wanting to call him Jeremy Mayfield, the NASCAR driver, but it's Baker Mayfield. Anyways, let me see here. I picked the Bucks. Chris picked the Bucks. David and Colin. So yeah, everybody picked up a win
on that one.
We might not like bandits this week, man. That's
Hey,
that's a little scary.
And I quote myself from a week ago. The sun shines on a dog's ass at least once a week.
Or maybe we're actually learning and researching and stuff like that.
No.
No, you silly bastard.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. How is that on my line? I'll get back in my row.
Put your get mask back
Say that
on.
was-
All gag back in your mouth. Shut up. All right. So last night's game, it was the Sunday night game. It was the season premiere of Sunday Night Football on NBC. The Rams at Detroit, opening night in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Detroit had the lead for most of this game, and I mean, it looked like they were going to kind of walk away with it. I mean, it was like at one point 17-3.
Yeah,
and Matt Stafford finally said, "You know what? I remember I have Cooper Kupp on my team." You know, so I just LA took the lead. LA took the lead, and then the Rams came back and tied it. Right? They were in the red zone right there at the end of the game. Could not punch it in. I mean, they got, if I remember right, Max, I don't know if you watched the game or not. They got down to the like half-yard line with like 3 seconds left in the game. And as opposed to trying to punch it in, even with the sneak and risk being stopped, they just went ahead and kicked the field goal, send it to overtime. Now, with the rules in overtime the way that they are, it used to be sudden death, right? And it was just overtime in the NFL for years was just kind of like a, okay, great, kick a field goal from like 50 yards out and call it a day, right? Each team, if you kick a field goal, each team gets an equal opportunity to possess the ball, unless the team on the opening drive scores a touchdown.
Right.
Okay. The Rams won the toss for overtime. They methodically marched down the field and scored the game-winning touchdown. They walked off with a touchdown in overtime last night. You want to talk about, and what's funny is that on Sirius you can listen to the home or the away broadcast, right? So I'm listening to the Detroit radio broadcast. These dudes are the biggest bunch of homers. They got one guy, I'm not kidding you, sounds like Charles Barkley. And the way that he was verbalizing, the way that he was articulating his sentences about what was going on the field, it almost made it sound like he was there, right? Like he was in the huddle. You know, we got to to do more pass protection, and that's what we've been doing all game. And I'm sitting there, I'm like waiting for him to talk about how the secondary was just terrible in the fourth quarter.
Terrible.
It's just terrible. I'm waiting for him to crack jokes about the beaches in Galveston and how San Antonio women are big,
Yes.
But everybody picked the Lions over the Rams on that one, so good job, everybody.
Mind you, though, Vegas has the Lions to win.
Yeah, the Lions have the Lions are favored in Vegas to make it to the Super Bowl. They are favored to represent the NFC.
Last year. I totally blanked out for that. Is how fast they made it to. They came close to the fucking.
Okay, so everybody wants to say that Detroit has had this like miraculous turnaround season. They don't realize that this program has been rebuilding for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's been a steady increase. Like we talked about it extensively last season. At the beginning of the season, I gave them zero credit. They had won me over by the end of the season.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and same way with the Texans.
Them and the Texans.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah. So
I want. I know Max is probably against us on this, but I want the Texans and the Lions. I see that. I want that.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
rebuild team,
with all due respect, Max. I mean, the
not
Chiefs
not really any kind of respect, but we get it.
The Chiefs have done a miraculous job over the last 5 years. Okay, they've gone out and they've kind of made a statement, right? Even if they don't get to the Super Bowl this year, they get to the AFC Championship game and then they lose. They can still hang on to that moniker of being a dynasty because It's been forever. It's been since the Patriots, since we've seen a back-to-back champion.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We've never
03,
seen,
04, yeah. Or 02, 03.
we've never seen a three-peat ever in the history of the game. In what is the 105-year history of the NFL?
Yeah.
Never seen a three-peat. Would it be cool to see? Yeah, it would be. But at a certain point, and yes, I'm going to jump on this for just a second. I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift every 10 seconds on the fucking TV.
Thank you.
I've talked to them about this, but they don't listen to me.
I mean,
This
We
isn't
don't even
against
listen.
Taylor Swift necessarily either. It's just
I'm tired of it.
anything
I
to do
mean,
with the game.
yeah, she's not there suiting up in pads. She's not there on the sidelines with a clipboard and a headset.
Thank
She's
you.
up in the boot. I mean, she's up in the suite getting hammered.
Yeah.
Okay. She's up there enjoying watching the game with her boyfriend / fiance, whatever they're calling themselves these days.
Right, which good for her.
Yeah, good for them. Good for
Has
them.
nothing to do
Okay.
with what's going on the field.
It does not matter how much money she's worth. It does not matter what she has done in life. Doesn't matter because she still puts her panties on if she wears them. Let me just say, she puts her pants on one leg at a time like everybody else.
Exactly.
Okay. And yeah, exactly, Belle. They're
This
they're
is-
just trying to what did I say at the top of the show? Sex and racism sell.
Yep.
Okay. They're using this love story to sell. Pure, plain, and simple. Okay.
Which
Do I-
one's the racist? Are they both racist? Did I misinterpret this?
You
You
misinterpreted that.
missed the opening monologue. Matt.
Fuck. Yep,
Yeah.
you're right.
What's the racist?
I don't know. Are they switching roles? Like, oh, and then the other one's
No,
like,
you missed. Yeah, you missed the opening monologue. So yeah,
Toby. No,
Yeah,
none of that's going on, huh?
Oh man.
no, no.
Not yet. Not that we know of.
Like
No.
they were remaking Roots, the white version. What?
So we ended the week. Let me see here. Chris, David, you two, and I, we each
Easy.
finished the week with 11 wins. Colin with 10 wins. So that's what
What did we pick for tonight's game?
we picked the Niners. And
Okay.
right
Who
now,
won that one?
right now that game is in the third quarters, 7:42 in the third, and it's 23-7 San Francisco.
I picked the Jets in case anybody cared.
Why would you hurt yourself like
Not
that?
anymore. Not anymore.
Are you suicidal? Are you planning on leaving a note?
I think
I can tell you why I picked the Jets. I'd tell you exactly why. I think that Aaron Rodgers has more to prove this season coming out in the first game. I think the Jets have a solid defense from the season before and the season before. Not to mention,
Here's the thing, Max. You have Aaron Rodgers, and throughout every game he's going to play this season, he's going to be looking. And he's going to be looking because he messed up royally and hurt himself. And Achilles heel doesn't heal really good. And it takes 2 years to fix all that. I don't see the Jets, unless they get a newer quarterback to switch him out to play for the Jets. And even then, it's kind of, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see him being fully 100%.
No, it's not going to be 100%. But I mean,
You're also psychological. Yes, they're playing last year's Super
this is a
Bowl.
mission statement name or season for him. That's all
Yeah.
this season is for him. Aaron Rodgers is out to establish a mission statement. He's
Yeah.
coming back as the prized free agency pickup of last year. His season was 4 plays last year. I mean, he's still in the game for New York.
Yeah.
He has already exceeded the expectations. Okay. I will guarantee I haven't watched a second of the and Colin, it is okay if you go after the NFL stuff. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get Colin. We're gonna get our picks for next weekend real quick. And
Yeah, 'cause
then that way Colin can get out of here. We can I'll brush over NASCAR real quick, and then we can land the plane. So
Yeah, and it would take a miracle for the Jets right now to actual beat San Francisco.
right.
Things have a way of
Yeah,
still a lot of game left. And I don't. Once again, the Jets have a solid defense. I think the first week of the season, and this is universal for every team for the most part, unless you have a squad of experienced veterans, you've got jitters, but you've got time to make adjustments throughout the game, throughout the quarter. The Jets have enough talent on both sides of the ball in order to make this game. They may not win it, but they're going to make it competitive. Do they have a chance to win it still? Yes. Is it out of reach? Absolutely not. You're 2 possessions down. What'd you say, 23-7? 2 possessions down, essentially. So
yeah, you still have like
I mean, he's
quarter and a half.
they're moving the ball real well right now on this drive that they're on currently. They're moving it pretty well.
I mean, they've got plenty of weapons, like I said, offensively, and I think Aaron Rodgers knows how to read the defense better than almost anybody else out there. He's one of the best in the business. He's proven that year after year. And I don't think that people are going to give the Jets a lot of credit, and that's fair. And he's not a young guy anymore.
Having said that, he just threw a pick. He just threw a pick.
Okay, so we're going to start this week's games off with a difficult pick. Thursday night on Thursday Night Football on Prime. It's going to be the Bills at the Dolphins.
There's this thing that I saw that the Buffaloes are going to Austin. I don't see that ever, but
no, the Bills they're never leaving Buffalo.
No. I got that.
If it came down to it, the Bills would go the same route that the Green Bay Packers went, and the Green Bay Packers are actually owned by the residents of Green Bay.
Yeah. But saying that,
I'm actually thinking about taking Miami.
You're reading my mind.
I am too.
Yeah. I'm.
What about you,
I
Colin?
didn't do it because, and it's only because I think Buffalo still needs a little bit of work on themselves, because they pretty much like
They've
almost
got there. That's there. There's no mistake.
Well, no, they wiped out. I mean, even Rich. I was talking to Rich about it when I went to his podcast, and he said the team was shit, but they had they literally had to redo the whole freaking team. But I will take Miami.
Okay. What about you, Colin? Unmute yourself, bud.
Yeah, you gotta unmute yourself.
There you go.
Miami.
Okay.
What about you,
Max?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next game up on Sunday, we've got the Raiders at the Ravens. Yeah, it's Ravens over Las Vegas all day.
We're gonna go the other way around.
You're going to go the other way?
You're gonna go to Raiders?
Yep.
You sure about that?
Yep. And
Okay.
just because I know nothing about football, I don't care what anybody says.
Okay. What about you, Max?
I'm going Raiders simply because after what I saw out of the first game, I don't believe that the Raiders are going to be able to meet the expectations people have from them, and Lamar's going to get himself killed trying to play running back. But I'll take the Raiders.
Okay. All right. We're mixing it up already. Week 2. Okay. All right. So now we've got the Chargers at the Panthers. I'm taking the Chargers over the Panthers.
Same.
I agree totally on that one.
Colin?
No, I'm going Chargers.
No, okay, that's what we're saying. Chargers over the Panthers.
Chargers over the because there's no way.
What about you, Max? You going to take the Panthers?
No, God, no. I'm not retarded completely. I'm just autistic and artistic also.
It's going to be the contrarian pick every week.
so far it's like you're picking wrong. I'm not retarded. I just a little autistic on stuff. So, okay.
No. We're not.
So,
This is gonna be hands down. This next pick is gonna be hands down.
this is going to be rough. The Saints are coming to Dallas. So Saints at the Cowboys.
I am
Guys,
taking, seriously, I know as a Cowboys fan, I am taking the Cowboys on this only because they are at home. Only because this is going to be a tough one. New Orleans is not. This is not going to be another blowout. This is not going to be the Browns all over again. New Orleans is going to be a fight, but I see the boys taking it this week.
Oh, okay.
It's close. It's going to be a slobber knocker. I see the boys do it.
It's gonna be a battle of defensive attrition, is what you're trying to say.
Yes. Yeah.
So are you taking Dallas, David?
Of course, I'm going to take Dallas as the Saints.
Okay. All right, Colin.
The Dallas.
I can imagine Max saying he's going to take the Saints.
Dennis Allen, Derek Carr, and the rest of the group are going to march down there and march out with a victory.
Okay. All
With
right.
the Saints marching in.
I'm looking out in the Gulf right now. And we've got a tropical storm that's potentially going to become a Category 2 hurricane. That's either going to make it. They put the entire Texas coastline on a watch. It's projected to either make landfall here or points east. Right. My wife just sent me a screenshot. There is 2 more systems out in the Atlantic a couple of weeks away. Just like, yeah. Okay.
We're going to do it. Let's do it right.
Right? Okay, so next game up after that. Oh, man, this one. This is the
hard.
Buccaneers. It's the Buccaneers at the Lions.
I'm going with the Lions.
Detroit, man.
I'm going Detroit. I'm going Detroit. I've learned my lesson to go too many times. I went against Detroit, especially last year.
This one right here, Chris. This is the one I would rather watch, though. I mean, I will because it's going to be a battle.
Yeah,
it's going to be like this is going to be. I'm almost sure this is going to be one that you really want to pay attention to.
This is going to be a 1-possession game.
Yeah.
This is
Colin, are you going Detroit?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I love your enthusiasm. What about you, Max?
This is a rematch of last year's divisional, and we all know how that turned out with the Detroit Lions besting the Buccaneers. I think that lightning will strike twice, and the same result will happen.
Okay. All right. Now, we got the Colts, who put up a surprisingly good showing yesterday against the Texans, going up against the Packers in Green Bay. Now, bear in mind, Green Bay, Jordan Love is hurt, and he's going to be out for a few weeks because he's got an MCL strain. I am not buying on the Packers. I think the Colts are going to go up into Green Bay, and I think they're going to take it. Look, the defense is what it. I mean, the defense was basically a sieve against the Eagles. It was an offensive shootout in Brazil. Okay, the Green Bay defense has not shown anybody through their preseason games or week 1 that they're capable of stopping the run. They're not capable of stopping the long ball.
Like Indiana. Could someone else like?
I don't either. But here's the thing: the Colts, at the very least, have
I'm with.
Have demonstrated that at the very least that they can pass.
No. I'm totally with you. I just don't want that coming out of my mouth.
That's what she said.
Prefers it in his mouth.
So I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
Take your head up and down. Okay. All right. So we're going to go Indianapolis over Green Bay for David.
Honestly,
I really like the Colts.
I honestly really want to go with Green Bay on this.
Go with your gut, man.
Oh, that's a tough one. Fuck it. I'll go Green Bay. Fuck it. We'll go Green Bay.
Okay. What about you, Colin?
You can always just say you toss
Green
one
Bay.
out.
Huh?
Green Bay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Colin is just throwing it all.
I mean, how many games are each day or for the weekend?
Like 15, 16 games.
Yeah, you can toss one every once in a while. And then go
what
with
about you, Max?
unless you're Max.
What?
Who are you taking?
Oh,
Indianapolis, Green Bay.
well, as they say, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I'm going to take Indianapolis and Anthony Richardson, AR-15, even though he's number 5. But that goes back to his Florida days. And
Okay. Ooh, look at Max pulling out the sports knowledge. Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Okay. And in this week's game of Who Gives a Fuck, the Cleveland Browns are visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Flip a coin on this one.
Browns.
The Browns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's like the R. Kelly of the NFL.
No matter who wins, we all lose.
I forgot the
What you're trying
Jaguars
to
were
say
a
is
team.
that the rapist is going to go into Jacksonville and he's going to piss on the cats, right?
In
Yeah.
Duval County, I think the Duval County is going to come back with all the degenerate meth heads and going to rouse that fucking rowdy Jaguar crowd to beat that pedophile.
If I'm being completely honest,
Oh, so you're taking Jacksonville in that one?
I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence, the law.
I completely forgot the Jaguars were a team.
I take it you're taking Cleveland, huh?
Oh my god. That's fantastic.
Okay.
Holy
right,
shit, you guys are still around?
Oh, it's not even that.
Office.
I don't
I can
hear
see Colin
jack
going to
crap
a bar
about this.
somewhere, and there's this dude that's trying to talk chat a woman up at the bar. So Colin, in his very gentlemanly demeanor, walks up to save this woman. Honey, there you are. Who's your friend? Oh, he said that he plays in the NFL. Really? Who do you play for? And then the dude has to mumble under his breath. Jacksonville. What? Jacksonville. Oh, you guys still have a team?
Oh, you play soccer?
The Jacksonville FC? Is that did I hear that right?
Like Chris' response.
Oh my god.
I mean, Colin would get laid that night just by that line alone. It would be great. He'll call me. He'd be like, "Guess what I did?" And I'd be like, "My boy."
Oh man.
All right.
It's not even that like it's not even like I forgot. Not forgot. It's not even that it's like there's still a team. It's just I forgot they existed completely.
What are you saying? You forgot
Jacksonville was
the city.
I forgot.
I mean, or either or, really.
Even a place?
Yeah.
Right. The
Yeah.
only reason why I remembered that Jacksonville had a team is because I've got Tim Tebow's Jacksonville jersey hanging in my closet.
Here's a little bit of a fact for you.
I don't think I've ever met a Jaguars fan.
Jacksonville is the largest city in Florida.
Is it really?
It
I
is.
mean, that team must be a disappointment to even them.
Sure,
Well, I mean, Jacksonville per capita has more Waffle Houses per square mile than any other place in the country.
Then they should know how to fight.
I mean, it's the Panhandle.
Yeah, but they import all their talent. Nobody that lives there can pass a drug test to play in the league.
Oh no, I was talking about the Waffle House.
Either way,
Jason,
nobody at any Waffle House is going to pass a drug test. I promise.
That's
Well,
true.
Not a customer, not an employee.
Nobody, not even.
So next up on the docket, we've got the Niners visiting the Vikings.
Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Niners. Because eventually Minnesota's going to remember who they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Before I make the pick, I just want to be sure that everybody understands that I am a straight white male, but I am picking San Francisco.
Yeah.
You just said Niners. You didn't have to say the city.
It helps
Is that what you're going with?
when you
Colin?
don't say the city.
Uh,
It helps.
I'm thinking about it.
If he wins off of the Vikings again,
He gets
I-
it twice
I
in
live
a
in the same town. I'm close.
weeks in a row. I quit.
Just
My wife
Just
would
to-
pick the Vikings just simply due to nothing more than the fact that she likes the color purple.
just to be different, I'm gonna go with the
Winning
Vikings.
movie.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna laugh if next week Colin comes out
I'm
smelling
gonna be
like a
so
rose,
pissed.
dude.
I swear to God, I will genuinely be angry if he makes
I
it.
think here's what I think.
Like he's gonna pull out his Gray's sports almanac and he's gonna be like,
Here-
so many fucking bets into this thing, you know?
Look, you know what? I purely think that the Vikings defense is going to piss off the 49ers. That's the only thing I'm going off of.
Okay. All right. Stick to your
All
guns. Okay.
Oh,
Now we've got the Seattle Seahawks going into
oh
Burrow.
man.
I still,
I'm
Patriots
taking
haven't-
Seattle.
I'm
Jets
taking Seattle too. I still don't think Patriots are up there as a winning team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on Seattle as well. Jets
What's
just
you calling?
It's
See, now you're doing it just to be spiteful.
no. I'm being serious. Because
Okay. All right. What about you, Mac?
every time I've talked to somebody about the Seahawks, all I've heard is bad stuff. So I don't.
Okay. All right. What about you, Max?
Mike McDonald versus Jared Mayo in New England. First home game for him as a new coach. I like the energy that's going to be there. I think there's a lot of expectations, and I think that New England's going to find a way to win that game with Jacoby Brissett under center.
Oh, okay.
I forgot it was going to be in New. I didn't know it was going to be in New England.
I just said Foxborough.
she literally.
Damn it!
In and out.
And I know for a fact that you've got a web page up that shows the damn schedule of a slate of games, and it's always the second team that's the home team.
Yeah.
Even got the little at
Team
symbol.
at New
I
England.
have to go pulled up.
Fucking spare parts, Dave. Good God, dude.
If
Okay.
the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
I don't even care about football, and I know this.
Damn.
Are we talking about OJ?
No, Max.
All right. He might still be looking for the killers if he was alive. I don't know.
I mean, but he would write the book about how if he did it, you know. We've got Aaron Rodgers taking his talents to Nashville. The Jets are going to be visiting the Titans.
I want to take the Titans on this one.
I'm going Jets on this one.
Yeah, I am too. And here's why. Because the Jets defense, say what you want about their offense. The Jets defense has proven that they can stand up when it's necessary. They're going to be going into a hostile environment. Well, I don't know if you could call Nashville hostile anymore.
No.
Used to be.
Well, yeah.
Out of town you're on.
But yeah, so Chris and I are taking New
I still
York.
have some stories from Nashville.
Who are you taking, David?
Oh, I'm taking Tennessee. I told you I was taking Tennessee.
Well, you know,
I am not taking the Jets.
your incoherent ramblings, you know, I'm just. What about you, Colin? See, now you can't pick out of spite because we've already established two different picks on this game.
Mhm.
I'm going Titans.
Okay.
Purely because I just don't like New York.
I don't either. And as it is, I'm going to have to go brush my teeth after the show's over for picking a New York team, but there we are. What about you, Max?
After watching the game yesterday and watching Tennessee fall apart to Chicago, it tells me that they can't play 4 full quarters. I know that the Jets can play 4 full quarters, and that's why the Jets are going to beat the Titans at home.
Okay. Now we got the New York Football Giants at the District of Columbia Commanders, or the District of Columbia Redskins.
Redskins. Yeah.
You know what?
Redskins.
It's another one of who gives a shit. Honestly.
Washington over New York. That's what I'm going with.
Does it matter the uniform? Does it say what uniform New York's going to wear?
It doesn't. And honestly, I think at this point it's not going to matter. I mean, I honestly don't see New York picking up its first win of the year until like week 4.
Yeah, I get Washington on this. Again, it's another case of who gives a shit. But
yeah,
I don't care
It's
about
an
this
NFC
game.
East divisional, matchup, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, these guys are probably gonna. I mean, they've got their sights set on probably playing for the second or third overall pick at this point.
I don't care about either of these teams so much. I'm having a hard time picking which one.
just flip a coin, really.
I'll just go with Washington, I guess.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you, David? Did you say Washington?
Yeah, it said Redskins.
Okay. And Max, what about you?
I'm going to say that Brian Dable is going to go ahead and continue the winning streak that, as mediocre as it may be, continues against the Commanders / Redskins. And I will take the Giants of New York to beat whatever the hell they're called, Washington.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. All right. Let me see here.
less than a minute left in that game, and unless something really drastic happens,
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah. Okay. Next on the docket, we've got the LA Rams going to Arizona.
I think of those teams, Rams are a
Well, here's
little
the thing. Kyler Murray, he's healthy this year, and he has gotten he's lost weight. So, and I think he put in some work this offseason. Now, what they put up as far as offense is concerned against the Bills last week, or yesterday rather, I don't really think that that's an indication as to how much they've progressed. But watching the Rams during that, I mean, because the defense on both sides of on both sides last night between LA and Detroit was good defense. Both of these quarterbacks were just balling out, and it just eventually with the run game, which Arizona does not possess, I think the Rams are going to take that game.
Okay. Not still going with LA, but
That's what I'm saying. The Rams.
I don't like picking LA on this, but I do think that they're going to come out. I think it'll be a narrow win, but it's going to be a win.
What about you, Colin?
I'm going to go Rams.
And what about you, Max?
Kyler Murray, though he is healthy, is still going to be slowed down due to injury and not having anything to rely on as far as a solid running game. I think the Rams will edge him out in this one, and I'll take Los Angeles.
Look at that. I made some logical explanations and points. And
I don't like some of those words there, sir. Even though they're with me, I still don't like some of those words.
Mr. Hitley, you use your mouth prettier than a $2 whore. All right, so we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers going into the Mile High City.
Pittsburgh.
It's not even a question.
Yeah.
Whoever Denver is playing, just whoever's even if it's a small child with a lollipop, I'll pick the small child with the lollipop against the whole team.
What about you, Colin?
Yeah.
Hurry up,
It
Dr.
was-
Evil. Let's go. Come on.
Whatever the other team was. I wasn't listening fully.
You're going to pick the Donkeys over the Steelers?
Sure.
I wouldn't. I mean, if you
Hey,
like
it's his
Luke.
picks.
I know.
What about you, Max?
Denver is kind of like both Menendez brothers mixed into one, plus the DNC. And then you have, I'll take the other team.
That's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
But their dysfunctional quarterback situation.
Fun. Not
It just depends on whether or not Russell Wilson's calves and hamstrings show up next week. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
How well do his legs travel? That kind of a deal.
Real
Now
fun.
we've got Cincinnati at the Chiefs.
I hate to say this, but the Chiefs.
Yeah, KC over.
I really want the Bengals. I really want
I
them.
would like to see the Bengals win, but it's going to be the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Can I assume that that's going to be your pick, Max?
By default, it's always going to be the Chiefs. And
That's an emotional pick, bro.
it's not even emotional. I watched the Chiefs lose for like the first 40 years of my
get it.
life.
It's not an emotional pick. It's a homer pick. Just call it what it is.
And I know that they were beaten a few years back by the Bengals, who were then beaten by the Rams of Los Angeles in the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow looks like he's starting a boy band with this new haircut.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he looks like Ramen Timberlake.
Yeah.
So apparently, I misspoke earlier. That was just the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
It was they just started
Who
the
are you
fourth.
taking, Kansas City or Cincinnati?
Fun. Not caring about football, so I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
You are going to have a long episode next week, dude.
I'm counting on it.
All right. So really, and this is going to be kind of what I think is going to be one of the showcase games of the week. Chicago at Houston.
I'm going with Houston, but
it's gonna be Houston.
yeah.
You think the Bears have a prayer against Houston
At home? This is Houston's home opener. Which
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think I've got to check my vet ticks app, but I think I got a notification that said that I won tickets to that game.
Ooh, sexy.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Get a good seat.
Because there are no bad seats in NRG.
No.
I want to go to Dallas and go to the is it Kohan? COHAN. It's a cafe, but their screen is like like a 2-story building or a 3-story.
It's basically a big sphere.
Yeah.
It's a IMAX screen, like a planetarium. I think. Yeah. All right. So
this last one's gonna be easy, Philly.
Tropical storm Francine is well on her way to becoming a hurricane. All right. So Colin, who are you taking? Houston or Chicago?
Houston. God.
All right.
You sound offended.
The Monday night game of the week. This has got to be our pick of this has got to be the lockdown pick of the week. Atlanta going to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, their official home opener.
Did you get me on Houston with that one too, Johnny?
No, I did not. I'm sorry. Thank you for picking that up.
No. I don't. Yeah. Caleb Williams did not have a good game last week. He was pretty awful. The only thing he did relatively well was the press conference. So,
yeah,
he interviews well. All right.
Wonderful.
It's
the Obama.
as much we're gonna be like Monica Lewinsky. We're all gonna walk away from this last pick with a bad taste in our mouth. We're all picking Philadelphia on this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. UNC cast. Okay.
Uncast. We're all unks, huh? Is that what he's saying? It's not bad being an unk. Chris Jackins is a crazy name. You lunatic, you. But when they call me tater salad, that's normal. Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We're not falling for that. We're not saying what that person. No, we're not. When this person speaks English, where does the name tater salad come from?
Ron White.
Yeah.
I mean, tater salad.
Yeah, it's one of his specials.
Yeah.
It's thrown out of a
They
bar.
call me
Actually, yeah, it's actually the name of his special is they call me
Tater salad.
because there was satellites hooking up in space. And somewhere in Victoria, Texas, this little computer in the sheriff's department, little tapes are whirling, going like crazy. Yeah, I'm married. So is Max. So, wow. Okay. No, that is not what's happening here. See, here's the thing. If people want to come in here and, they kind of, you want to make sure he's safe. Okay. Well, for starters, Colin is my kid.
Yeah.
So let me let you in on a little something here. If there's any one place where a kid is going to be safe,
It's in this room.
it's going to be here.
Promise.
Okay. Because we don't play those stupid games. And Colin is my kid. He is my biological flesh and blood. I will crawl through broken glass on fire, naked through the 7 circles of hell to protect him and his brothers. I will do the same thing for their sister. So don't come in here.
I'm the salad man.
And being a jackass. Okay. Would I ever have to do that? Hopefully not. But it's the idea that as their father and any one of these men in this room on this podcast with us would be willing to lay down their lives to do the same thing without hesitation. I would do that to protect David's kid, Max's kids, do the same thing to protect Chris's kids. Because
Absolutely.
while we may not share any kind of like relational blood, we are all brothers here. So don't come in here and try to, start something, because
this definitely ain't the room for it.
Yeah, this is not the time. It's not the place. And you'll experience what a lot of classic 360 gamers used to experience. And it's called the banhammer. We'll boot your ass out of here quicker than you can blink.
Boy, Adam Nora.
All right. I will take the drop in viewers. I will take the drop in subscribers. I don't care. Because I will protect what is mine. I will protect what needs to be protected. And I will do it with a smile on my face. And yeah, we do talk about hockey, but so there is a little bit of hockey news. The funeral for those brothers that took place today. Their teammates from every level of hockey that they played in, to include a lot of NHL stars and executives, were there at that funeral. Tragic. Absolutely. And the idea that it was a drunk driver makes it hurt a little bit more, because it's sad that, drunk drivers 90% of the time are the ones that live.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I'll tell you a story. I was coming back from work when I was working mid shift at my job, and I was driving down, saw a wreck. As most decent human beings do, and they see a wreck, then go out and they see if they can help. Well, the person on the that was closest to the road, all bloodied up and everything. I carry a first aid kit, grab a lot of gauze and everything, grab the gloves, start putting all the stuff on her and everything. Made sure everything was on the up and up. Then someone screams out, "Oh, there's the other vehicles down there." So I jumped down all the
Bearded men and unbearded man.
well, anyways, I jumped down, and me and the cop finally came down and helped me out with that one. And we were trying to get her out of the vehicle. Finally, the fire department showed up, and she didn't make it. Well, come to find out, the person that was like helping out and everything, yes, I'm not going to be judgmental or anything, but she was the drunk driver on the highway, the Taft exit. That's where it was at. She was coming on the other side of the highway, jumped the barrier, came up, and head-on collision. And head-on collisions, you don't make it through.
All right. So earlier, Colin texted me and asked if it was okay if he took off after the NFL stuff was done. So yeah, we're done. David, I'm going to get those picks typed out, and I'm going to get those over to you tonight. And then Max, shoot me your wins and losses from the week, and I'll get everything put into the spreadsheet. But Colin, thank you. I know that you haven't that you weren't feeling good today, so I appreciate you coming on. And what Gundams are there, dude? I've got Arrow, I've got Death Scythe, I've got
hey Johnny, let's get Colin out first.
yeah,
Then
you know what? Thank you for squirreling me like that. How dare you?
You argue about that to me.
What child?
Hey.
Jesus is fine.
Hey, what did I say? Dog's ass, son, once a week. That was your time to shine, David. Congratulations.
Better save it, son.
I'm gonna be laughing at all y'all next week. If
the Vikings,
get a
I
good
swear to
portion
fuck,
of the picks right, I'm gonna be laughing at all y'all.
Hey, you know what?
you're allowed to make picks for me if the Vikings win next week.
Dog's ass, son, once a week. Just saying.
That'll be 2 in a row for him, though.
But hey, yeah, Colin brought the smoke tonight with his joke segment, so kudos to him. But I hope get some sleep. I hope you get to feeling better. I mean, you said you're pretty much on your way, so you planning? You're going to school tomorrow, though?
Barely, yeah.
Okay, well, give your brother a hug for me. Tell him I love him, and we'll catch you. Well, I'll call you. I'll text you. Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow after I get out of class. So, all right, bud. Later.
See you later, German.
Be
Later.
good, Colin. Get your feeling better, brother.
Yes,
Thanks.
definitely.
See y'all.
Later. And just like that, he's gone. All right, so we're gonna hop into NASCAR real quick, so that way we can go ahead and try to get this. Oh, Aaron Rodgers dialed up a 36-yard TD dime on his first scoring as a Jet. Okay, so he threw that touchdown, and that was the bright spot. Yay!
It was actually a really nice.
Doubled his offensive. He doubled his scoring output from last season, basically.
Yeah,
One play.
they're still down 29-13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
gotta give the props to this person though, the Jaka.
yeah, the Jacques is in the building. Yeah, exactly.
That is
Okay. All right. So NASCAR race yesterday was in Atlanta.
Oh, the Gundam.
Yeah, you were on the Gundam.
that's true.
Yeah.
He did bring up the
You did bring out the Gundam. You know you want to talk about the Gundam.
Yes.
You know you want to talk about the Gundam.
We'll be here all night if he starts on the Gundam, though.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Gonna,
He's not going to. Okay. You're not going to.
no, not gonna do it.
He said he's not going to do it.
Hey, listen, at some point,
Except for 1 second. I'm just
we'll
going
end
to.
the plane at some point tonight.
Just know that they're there. You really want to find out. There, I back out of the screen, screenshot it, and blow it up, and then do whatever you need to do. All right, but we're trying to do
So
it.
hurtful.
Hey,
People
look,
know.
the background. The background is the Habs. Really? No. And I say that as a Boston Bruins fan. Fuck the Habs, dude. Just saying. Anyways, moving on. All right. There was a NASCAR race in Atlanta yesterday. Joey Logano, motherfucker, he won that race yesterday. It was actually a tough day for Kyle Larson yesterday. He blew a tire, and it was a single car wreck. That car just jerked right, and he went straight up into the outside wall. And then as he was coming back down, he got T-boned. It was rough. So Ryan Blaney actually took over the points lead. He had 4 stage wins. Now, by virtue of the fact that Joey Logano secured a win yesterday, he automatically advances to the next round. So he is actually the leader right now. Ryan Blaney is 45 points back as far as the points go. Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron leading the charge there for the Hendrick Motorsports drivers. Alex Bowman picking up 6th, Austin Cindric 7th, Chase Elliott 8th, Daniel Suarez 9th. Kyle Larson took a 9-position tumble. He's in 10th. Denny Hamlin in 11th. Ty Gibbs 12th. That's the cutoff line. Now 13th through 16th, respectively, is Brad Keselowski, Harrison Burton, Martin Truex Jr., and Chase Briscoe. So Chase Briscoe, actually, he was the one that hit Kyle Larson as Kyle Larson's car was coming back down the track. But next week it's going to be the Go Bowling at the Glen. It's going to be held at Watkins Glen. It's a road course race. So look for Chase Elliott to have kind of a better week because he is kind of a road course specialist, so to speak. Kyle Larson has been doing a lot of work in the sims and during the off season, do road racing, things like that. And he actually picked up the road course win in Sonoma earlier this year. So look for the Hendrick Motorsports guys to bounce back. The Joe Gibbs racing team with Hamlin and Gibbs and Christopher Bell especially. Those guys are going to have a strong showing at Watkins Glen next week. But it's going to be a fun race to watch. I plan on having to catch the highlights because I plan on going to the Texans game next weekend. But that's going to be on USA. It's going to be picked up on the radio for MRN, the Motor Racing Network, Sirius XM channel 90, or your Sirius XM app. Check out the app because they also offer different driver channels, so you can listen to the radio chatter for that particular driver, which is kind of a cool feature. I enjoy doing that from time to time, but I like the way that MRN calls the races, so I traditionally try to listen to those radio broadcasts as well. Next race after that is going to be Bristol Motor Speedway, so that's going to be a Saturday night race. That's going to be on the 21st of September. But past that, I mean, really, I think we're at 2 hours and 17 minutes. So
yeah,
and for the most part, it was a pretty good show. So yeah, it's going to be
it's lively.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, it's getting a little bit more lively. I don't. I'm reading this. That's funny.
I was gonna ask Johnny if I could call him Johnny Sauce, but I don't want to fucking freak him out. Like, fuck you fucking idiot. No, you can't call me Johnny Sauce. Shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you? Oh,
nobody has
shit.
ever called me Johnny Sauce, and nobody will ever call me Johnny Sauce.
I mean, he just called you Johnny Sauce.
If you expect to get an answer. I mean, especially if you expect to get an answer. I've been called a lot of things in this life. I've answered to a lot worse.
See, I like
a lot worse.
Exactly.
I thought it was catchy too.
Pick your nickname. You don't get no one gets to pick their nickname.
I think for somebody. I mean, it's
for a longest time. You don't get to pick your nickname. You are now.
If you were going to say Jew, weren't you? You were going to say Jew. It was right on the tip of your tongue. Jew.
He was about to call you an asshole.
I could have been that too.
I've been called a lot worse by a lot better class of individuals. So
Whatever you say, Johnny Sauce.
The Jack the
Jack the
Salad Man,
Salad.
Johnny Sauce, and
Angry Goon. I'll take Angry Goon. See, I like Angry Goon. See, I'll accept that Angry Goon.
I mean, the Salad Man. That just sounds like something that Chris Rock would like to fucking just have. No chocolate or syrup. I'll take both. Shit.
The Angry Goon sounds like a really fucked up subreddit.
Hockey.
We got Angry Goon, the Salad Man, and Johnny Sauce, along with a guy named Jacka. This sounds like a total triple X-rated show right now at this point.
Thanks,
I love
buddy.
it.
I mean, it's like Mr. Magoo's fucked up, like, or what is it like the other guys, like it was a soup kitchen thing going on there.
Yeah, I could see that. No. I get where he's talking about the Angry Goon. The Angry Goon, I totally because he's a hockey fan. I get that. I would totally take the Goon.
Yeah, but you're like the least blue person that.
No. Talking about ceasefire. We're just kind of skipping over the whole fact that David, without prompting from either of from any of the other three people on the he understood a sports term on his own.
Shit, that's true.
Yes.
You got a sports star all by your little lonesome.
Yeah,
That's all because I seen that movie with what's his name?
yeah.
Stifler.
Stifler from American Pie. I watched that movie. I watched both of them. And they were good movies.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Yeah.
Hell of an enforcer.
That one is it was in Leverage too. But yeah, I get. I'll take the Goon status. Shut up, Jacka. The Jacka. But okay, what you have to understand is when you say the Jacka, you have to do it in a French accent.
Oh,
Here's the thing: if
First of
David's
all,
going to be an
that's not
enforcer, David's going to become an enforcer that gets put on a predator list somewhere.
I mean, you're not wrong. I
Because he's going to be that dude. He's going to be like, I'm going to fuck you up, and then I'm going to fuck you.
I'm gonna fuck you hard, and I'm gonna fuck you up real hard.
No.
He's
He's going to try to say, I'm going to fuck you up. But
I'm gonna fuck you till you die,
He'll just say, I'm going to fuck you.
and I'm gonna keep fucking you some more till you're dead again. Then I'm gonna pray to Jesus to resurrect you, just so I can fuck you to death again, and keep fucking you till you die, and repeat and repeat.
Oh, no. Nay.
No,
yeah, I get it just
It's Czechoslovakian, first of all.
is it really?
Czechoslovakia
Yeah,
doesn't exist anymore. But if it did, they would do some serious fucking right now.
Okay, but at the time, it did exist. So I'm calling it. It's Czechoslovakian.
Are we placing bets on Czechoslovakia again? How much you got?
No, Max, you need to get back with your Russian handler again and get the screws
What I
back.
miss?
You got
We went from France to Czechoslovakia. I'm like, fuck.
We're fucking worldwide now.
I think
Yeah.
we're in Belgium. We're in Belgium. I like it.
Also,
Oui.
Classic salad.
Did I tell you guys about the three-peat earlier? I don't know if they were on here, but they ought to rewind the episode. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Johnny Sauce.
No.
Look
really
at his eye.
What's really sad?
He wants to punch me. He
No.
wants to punch everybody.
No, what's really sad.
Even Bailey wants to punch whoever the fuck came up with that name.
Okay.
No. I mean, it's all good, man. I mean,
No, what's really sad is in the beginning when we started doing this together, me and Johnny, we doing this podcast. I think Maria at one point counted like 16 to 18 sighs through the microphone.
yeah, it used to be an unofficial drinking game for her.
Yes.
Where every time David would say something completely asinine, I would just sit there and go, I'm like, I can't. I'm trying to vent that frustration out because it's hard to articulate the degree of mental retardation that existed in that room Like, did he just actually did he just actually throw those words out into the ether? Because once they're there, they're never coming back.
Yeah. What's sad is I'm still the editor. I could edit those stuff out for the other what I was actually doing, the editing. Now we're just live, so all this stuff just goes out in the ether. And
it's I mean, once we started doing the show live, like what's 8-9 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much 9 months.
Yeah, thereabouts.
You know, I mean, when we first started going live, Dave was talking about, you know, editing like the dead air spots, and I'm like, no, fuck that, because this is yeah. I mean,
it's part of our.
You go to these other podcasts that are professionally done, and they've got an army of producers, and they get the post production stuff. We're still holding a candle to them. The only thing that they've got that we don't is a marketing team.
Yeah.
And a contract with a podcasting platform. So
and advertising dollars and
sponsors. I mean, we have a sponsor.
Everybody started somewhere, though, and one thing that a lot of these other guys don't do that's got a podcast, they don't sit there and they don't engage with the crowd, with the fans, with the audience whatsoever. And I'm not saying that we're the best at it, but at least we know you guys are there, and we appreciate you guys. There's another one
here.
Yeah, Johnny.
I'm gonna fight that battle. That's gonna be my
no. You can fight it. You can
absolutely. That is gonna be my that name will not fucking stick.
You fight. You
Johnny. Just
grab it. Put the bridle in your mouth and just take it.
Would you rather be Johnny Sauce or Salad Man? Which one sounds worse? At least you can be like, I'll get you my Johnny Sauce, bitch. Pow! What am I gonna do? I'll get you salad.
See?
Sounds like I just eat asshole.
No, because if I'm gonna get a nickname, I mean, Maria already came up with one. She used to call me J-Dog in the comments.
That is true.
J-Dog's a good one.
He has not in a long time.
You guys vote up
Twitch channel. Can we do Max? You do that.
Yeah, we're on Twitch. I don't.
No, Max. Put that on Twitch. You're the one that has all the stuff for that.
We're on Twitch right now.
Yeah, I know that. The voting stuff.
Are you saying voting or voting?
Voting as in not motorboating like he does with your bitch tits. It's
Remember, I have a 3-peat dick twice.
Your name is Robert Paulson. I get it. All right, shut up.
Motor voting. There you go.
Hey, look at that. Okay, yeah.
Justin.
Ooh, that's your new nickname, Max. Motor voting.
I'm a motorboating son of a bitch.
No. Go ahead and Max. Put
Motorboat?
up a Jesus Christ. I'm saying something and making it articulate. But,
yeah, like I was trying to tell you the other day in the text thread, your dyslexia is not dyslexiaing, dude.
I know.
Are we my dyslexia or Dave's? I believe I have the autism. He has the dyslexia. Together, we're just fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's more of a prism instead of a spectrum for you guys, though.
Well, no, we're going to do a show together about us being fucked up, and then we're going to talk about other fucked up shit. So it's going to be
that IP has already been handled. It's called Dumb and Dumber.
Gonna make that shit look like it's fucking splitting atoms. I'm talking quadratic equation shit. Some fucking next world multiverse shit.
Compared to this.
You think Doctor Strange had something? Nope. There's gonna be Gundams, dicks, and fucking you name it. We're gonna milk the cow. You know what I'm talking about, Dave? Oh yeah.
They're like the little brothers.
Low budget step brothers. That's awesome.
We actually have quite a resemblance. We have facial hair.
Yeah.
And we sing. Classic Elvis tunes in the nude while we shower.
But no, Max, put on the Twitch channel, vote for keeping Johnny's name Johnny Sauce or J-Dog.
I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now that's not happening.
I don't know that he's actually agreeing for us to want to do that. He doesn't. I don't think it's. He doesn't seem like he's excited about it at all.
No,
right now, I think he's seeing how much it's going to cost to whack everybody on this fucking chat.
Mm-hmm. All that is making it more likely it's going to stay.
I know. You're just making it worse.
The more you fight it, the more.
Just remember, I'm the salad man. Come on, they could be eating someone's asshole. They can be in prison eating like some dirty Renaissance Festival end of the fucking day fucking ass through a porta potty. You know what I'm saying? Some dirty Renaissance Festival ass that smells like patchouli and shit and fucking big ass fucking pieces of fucking turkey leg. It's fucking delicious though.
Yeah.
Fuck. Got any turkey?
I kind of want a turkey leg now.
I don't know, right? Fucking you guys tater strikes.
Well, it is. I just realized it's 10 o'clock, fellas. So I know everybody has something to do. So we're gonna go ahead and just let everybody know we do this every Monday, 7:30, no matter what. We'll get on here, we'll talk sports, and we'll. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank everybody.
You guys.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, everybody that's actually in the chat on Twitch, apparently. Production quality is super high. Thank you for that.
We keep that shit super fucking top notch.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to try to do something here. So hold on just a second. Let me see if
Okay.
work here. Hold on. So we're going to do this. And we're going to do.
Appreciate that.
Right here. Let me see if this will work.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, you have become privy, you have become indentured. This was Nerd Sports 177. In the words of the late lesbian pirate bearded clam, Sesame Timbers.
That is awesome. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
Wait, hold on. I got to do that again. Let's start that again. Go for it, Dave.
I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton, a.k.a. Johnny Sauce.
Hi.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Let's go. Everybody's into it. Shit. Fuck right on. Woo! I bet we need to get subs for the YouTube channel, so let's go. Woo! Yeah. If you haven't done it already.
Everyone has a nickname now. That's we're gonna have to change our names now. But anyways,
what I'm talking about.
I'm David Dickerman.
Oh, we're doing this again. I'm Johnny Skelton, aka Johnny Sauce.
I just wanted to hear it again, honestly.
I am Chris Jacka the Smacka.
Okay. Well, did you just create that on your own? Because
no, I've been called Jacka the Smacka for a long time. That goes all the way back to my squad leader.
Yes, every Monday, 7:30. So everybody,
every Monday, 7:30. When you go to YouTube, go ahead. Actually, you know what? Go to angrymeproduction.com. That is our website. All of our social media platforms are linked at the top of the page. Go to our YouTube page. Go to our YouTube page. Click the like and subscribe button. Click that little bell notification to go to get notified before we go live every Monday. Yeah.
I'll post my channel privately in the public chat. That way I'm not mentioning it out in the open. But if you want to subscribe to me, I talk about all kinds of weird shit and do it regularly also.
And he does it with a ball gag.
Sometimes.